You're listening to the Book Your Dream Clients podcast, episode 1. Today, I'm going to be sharing the 5 things I recommend to all my students and clients who want to start a coaching business, but they're nervous because they work a 9 to 5. I'm here to tell you that it can be done because I'm living proof. So grab a notebook, something to write with, a cup of coffee, and let's get started.
You're listening to the Book Your Dream Clients podcast, where we believe business can be simple and you can use your intuition to run towards your goal. Self-made business and success coach Lindsay Maloney helps you start and scale your dream coaching business. With her step-by-step intuitive and creative guidance, you'll leave ready to put her tips into action, push your business forward, and work with your dream clients. Lindsay is here to help you get unstuck and structure your brilliance into a coaching business that's sustainable and financially exhilarating. Here's your host, Lindsay Maloney.
Okay, so I like to just dive right in with the content because that's why you're here. I want to give you those 5 things right now, so I hope that you're ready and you're open to listening to the things that I'm suggesting, because I don't share anything and suggest anything if I don't have a good experience with it or good results. I am the guinea pig here, not you. I've tried everything, and what works is what I teach in my business, and what doesn't work, I toss off to the side. So these 5 things that I'm sharing with you all work and have worked for me and will continue because they're very important, and I want you to also keep them in your mind when you're working on your business. So the first thing is know your niche. And if you've listened to a billion podcasts already, you know that a lot of people talk about niches because they're actually really important. And when you're just starting out, it can be probably one of the biggest struggles that you have because you're just getting your feet wet. And that's okay because you're going to be adjusting it as you go. If I went back to what I first did when I started my online business, it's completely different than what I am doing now. But you have to start somewhere. And as you have to get going, don't be afraid to just say, I help blank do blank, and just go with it. As you go through time, you're going to find that you're going to be niching it down even more and even more. So for example, my niche when I first started my coaching business was I'm just going to help women start their online business. And I thought that was good enough because I was narrowing down, well, it's not men, it's just women. And I'm going to help them start their online business, not their brick and mortar business. I thought that was good. Well, what kind of online business? An Etsy shop, freelance? What kind of business are you helping them start? And I couldn't answer that. When people asked what I did, I could never get it out in one sentence of what I did and who I helped because it was so all over the place. I also wasn't getting any clients or any work because nobody knew who I was talking to. My copy was very vague and unclear. And I wasn't speaking to anybody in specifics where they could feel like I was only speaking to them. When I write copy now or speak, people think that I'm reading their minds, not literally, but they feel like I am because I've been where they are and I'm just using the words that I used to use when I was in their situation. Most of the time, you're going to find that your niche is you a few years ago, maybe even 1 year ago. And you're going to keep evolving and probably keep that amount of time in between you now and your niche is going to be then. So it's just that gap is going to keep the same distance. You're just going to grow, and so is your audience. So you're going to keep adjusting your message and what you're here for, your program, the things that you offer. That will all adjust as you grow. And that is perfect. So I have all kinds of exercises that I do with my clients and students on how to find their niches. It's kind of fun, but it's always like no surprise. They're always like, well, that's been staring at me in the face for the past 2 years anyway. And of course I've been avoiding it because I always think I have to make everything complicated. And then they come see me and I help them simplify, and then all the clouds are lifted and they feel like they can finally move forward. So know your niche. That's the biggest one. Know who you're talking to and how you're going to help them. That's it. The second one is manage your time, especially when you have a 9 to 5. When you come home from work, sometimes the last thing that you want to do is go work on your business. And sometimes it's the first thing that you want to do when you get home. But think of the hours that you're at your peak. When are you most effective and when do you work best? Is it in the morning? Are you a night owl? Make those your hours and stick to them. You don't need to leave everything so up in the air and only work on your business when you really feel like it, because there are things that just plain need to be done. So I want you to be a little bit ruthless with your time and the time that you are on calls with clients or potential clients. Make sure that you're blocking out certain hours where you only take calls during, the morning or in the evening or when it works best for you. So for me, for example, I have really early hours. I will take discovery calls early in the morning and on Saturday mornings, and that's it. I don't have my afternoons open because I am busy and I don't want to get on the phone when my kids are at home or I'm working. So early mornings work best, and Saturdays, I feel like that's more than enough. I used to have my calendar wide open to everybody, and that was just insane because what if somebody decided to book a call with me at 10:30 at night? Well, I would be super tired. I wouldn't be at my most highest peak where I could actually help them. I would sound like an idiot and they probably wouldn't want to sign on with me. So mornings are my time. So that's why I have my hours set to early mornings. That's when I can be my best. The third one is use programs and software that work for you. And there's no reason for you to have to spend hundreds of dollars a month on all of this stuff when you're just starting out, even when you're just basically getting going. It's okay to use free things, and you got to pay for your website. You need a website, you need an email service provider, you need social media, a social media scheduler, a place to create graphics and content like Canva, that's what I use. You need a place to hold meetings with clients. You need storage. You need a place to create slides, all those little things. Think of what you want, what you're going to be doing in your business, and the things that you need to make that happen. But I still want you to actually figure out what and how these programs work so you can invest in something that makes sense to you in the future. For example, when I first started my coaching business, I kept hearing all about a landing page service that everyone was raving about. And I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. I had no clue what a landing page even was or what the purpose of it was. I had no experience. And so I wasted so much time trying to fiddle with this landing page software that I could have been working on things that would have pushed my business forward. Instead, I just got really frustrated, wasted a bunch of money because I didn't know the background. I didn't know the baby steps. I went from nothing to a whole bunch of stuff. So I skipped all the steps. And some people can do that, but not with this. This wasn't something that worked well for me. So I had to go back to the way beginning and start with the basics. Okay, this is what a landing page is, and this is why you need a landing page. This is how you make them. And then later on down the road, I went back to that service, signed up, and now it's super easy for me to do because I know the basics of it. I know the purpose of it, and now I can make it work for my business. So that is an important lesson. Don't invest in things that you have no clue what they're for. Use things that are free so you can, it's like a free lesson, and then make the decision on how you want to carry on forward. Okay, so the fourth one is surround yourself with support. And this is very important because running a coaching business or any business can be stressful if you let it. But if you are a very positive person and you have negativity or negative people in your life that are not supportive of what you do, then that can make things a little bit difficult. And I feel like when people aren't supportive, we have to ask why they aren't supportive. And most of the time it's because what we're doing is so unfamiliar to them that they feel uncomfortable. And when you feel uncomfortable, you start to get kind of cranky after a while. Like, I'm not feeling like myself. I'm not feeling 100% and I want to feel comfortable again. How can I do that? So you're going to kind of lash out on people and you're going to resent what they're doing because it doesn't feel normal to you, because an online business isn't normal. This isn't something that people have been doing for decades, and we know what's going to happen to us down the road, like 20, 30 years plus. This is all like the Wild West here. Tradition shows us that if we work at our jobs until we're 65, that we'll be able to settle down and finally do what we want to do and have security. We have other types of security, which feels better to me because I'm in control of it. And I like that. But some people, that kind of scares them a little bit. So they're not going to be as supportive of you because it's just unfamiliar, and that's okay. We just have to support them with it and be positive and let them know that this is something you really feel called to do. You feel like you're at your utmost best when you're helping people, and they're going to see through it. Just don't pressure them to see it your way. Just let them come around as time goes. But I don't want you to hang out with people who are negative and who discount what you do and make you feel like what you do doesn't matter, because it does matter. Everything that you do matters. So it doesn't matter if it's your business or anything in your life. Everything that you do and everything that you say matters. So don't ever let anyone tell you differently. And if they continue to do so, then maybe they need to go find somewhere else to play, because you're important and you have something to offer to the world, and we can't stop you from doing that. The next one, and that leads right into this perfectly, it's mindset. Mindset is so important, and I had no clue what mindset was when I first started. And that's why I struggled so much, because I didn't have a good mindset about, I'm always been a pretty positive person, but I didn't know the power of a high vibration mindset where you believe in the abundance of the world and everything is there to work for you. And I had no clue what any of that meant. And then when I was introduced to it and I started digging more and more and educating myself, then it all finally started just clicking together just perfectly. So after, you can't just read one book and feel like, oh, I'm good on mindset, I'm good. That's not how it works. We need to continue to work on our mindset every single day. How we talk, what we think, everything that you do, second guess it. And if it's negative, switch it around into something positive. That was one of the first things I did. So if I felt like there was something negative that was going to come out of my mouth, a criticism or something like that, I would stop and then I'd flip it around. And if I could flip it around and feel comfortable saying it, then I'd say it. If not, I just kept it to myself. And I also started reading all of those mindset books. I'm sure you read them too. Amazon, I could just live on there and order books all day long, and it kind of looks like I do anyway. But right now I try to read like 3 books at a time, about 2 to 4 pages out of each book before I go to bed. That's kind of been my routine for quite a while. I try to stick to it as much as possible. And I also journal. That really helps with my mindset and just giving me time to be grateful and reflect on the day. And I also like to look at what I wrote in the past and see how much I've grown since I started writing in my journal. That's very interesting to me. I think I've been journaling since I was 10 years old. I know I've been journaling since I was 10 years old. It was a Minnie Mouse diary, and it had a lock on it, and I lost the key, so I had to cut the security on it, and so it was never safe. I mean, everyone could find out my 4th grade secrets, which were pretty big. But yeah, I've always written in a diary. And then as I grow, instead of saying I write in a diary, I write in a journal now, because that's way more sophisticated. So it's always been like a really important thing in my life. And I didn't even know that it was important. I just did it because it made me feel better. And now I know that this is a great tool to have. And I would like to pass that on to my daughters and my son, because it's the reflection part of it is so powerful, to see how much you've grown and to see your ideas and how you thought of things even a year ago. They just keep growing and building and changing and improving. And I love that. So those are the 5 things, not like any secret buttons or any secret websites that you have to go to and you just click here or sign up here and your coaching business will run like clockwork. You do have to do some of the work to get it running. And like I said in the beginning, if you just work on things in little chunks of time every single day, everything will work out perfectly for you. Everything is always working for you all the time. So let's just recap those 5 things. Know your niche, manage your time, use programs and systems that work for you, surround yourself with support, and work on your mindset every single day. All of those things are always going to be evolving. All of them. Your niche is going to evolve. Your time is going to evolve as your family grows or your life changes, your career changes. That will grow and change. And then your programs and systems will grow and change. Your surroundings will grow and change, and so will your mindset. So we got to be flexible, and we got to be okay with all of those changes because they're good, because everything is always working in your favor. So that's all for this episode, you guys. Thank you so much for listening with me, and I cannot wait to see you on the next one. Want 10 ways for you to start booking your dream clients? I created this workbook for you because I wanted to share my best tips on how I book mine. You're not going to believe how easy these are, and I know you'll be able to take my tips and put them into action ASAP so you can start working with your dream clients. To grab the workbook for free, all you have to do is go to lindsaymaloney.com/podcast. Hey coaches, are you a member of the Book Your Dream Clients community yet? Because you should be. Just go to dreamclientcommunity.com to request free access. We do fun things like website audits, challenges, and we even have a book club. Join the free Dream Client community now, and we'll see you there. Thank you so much for listening to the Book Your Dream Clients podcast. If you want to find out more information how you can work with me, just head on over to my website, lindsaymaloney.com. You will be able to see how you can work with me privately or in a group setting. I'm all about helping you start and scale your coaching business, so I'd love to hear from you.